I, 33 male, invite my son, 18 male, to Thanksgiving. It hasn't been that long since we started talking. Oh my God, I'm so drunk I can't even read.
Wait, hold up.
It gets hard to read as you get drunker.
Yeah, as like the 3-hour podcast session goes on.
Oh my God.
But wait. So he's 33, his son is 18. So what, he had him at 15? Is that the right math? Wait. I'm pretty sure it's 15. I'm just going to trust myself.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's 15.
Yeah. 18 plus 15 is what?
18 plus 15?
33. Yeah. It's, God, this is pathetic how long it takes us to do this math.
I got it right the first time.
Yeah,
though.
you're good.
Super good. All right. So he had him at 15. So young father.
It hasn't been that long since we started trying to be a part of each other's lives. I went into detail in previous posts about my history. He was kept from me, and I was never told about him. My ex's parents, his grandparents, lied about me walking out on him after my ex passed away. And we know the truth now. The thing is, he's cut them out of his life for the lies, and he has no other family except his aunt, my ex's sister. But she had to travel out of the country for some family troubles on her husband's side, and she most likely won't be here in time. Basically, my son won't have anyone to spend it with, on top of already having such a rough few months with everything. And I mean, I want to invite him so we can finally meet my parents and siblings and everyone else in my family. I'm just not sure if it's too soon or if I'd be making him feel pressured to say yes. Given our history, is it too soon to invite him to a holiday family gathering? Edit.
No.
So he goes to say, edit. So sorry to those who commented before. I wanted to reply, but for some reason I couldn't view my comments. Irrelevant. But you said what?
No.
I agree.
Absolutely not.
I don't think it's ever too soon.
No. And what does he mean given their history?
Probably just the fact that he was hidden and his grandparents probably created this narrative.
It's just like, why waste any more time?
That is my thought. And that's what I viewed on this other one where it was like, it was a similar situation for the story that was on my dad's episode where it was like the mom and the baby mama lied to him and said, he's not yours. He's not yours. So this kid grew up thinking his stepdad was his real dad. Stepdad found out he wasn't his and abandoned him. And I'm like, what's the point of wasting any more time? Your kid is already so hurt.
Yeah.
Just try to make the best out of whatever situation you have. Life is short. Life is so short. Do not waste any time. I just
Agreed.
invite him.
Agreed.
Absolutely invite
Out
him.
of no hesitation. And again, with the whole like pressure of not making someone feel like they have to say yes to something they don't like. No, people will find a way to say no if they don't want to.
They'll come up with whatever excuse. My car died. I got towed. I'm sick. If people don't want to be there, they won't show up.
Yeah. So don't worry about what pressure they're going to feel.
Exactly. Like,
just open arms, invite. And if they say no, that's fine.
Exactly. Completely agree. Top comment, yes, a million times yes. Whenever you see an opportunity to get closer, to form a bond, etc., take it. Unless he specified otherwise, go for it.
Also, how old did he say how old he was when he found out about his son?
No, but it sounds like super recent. It hasn't been long since we started trying to be a part of each other's lives. So who knows what that means.
Yeah.
He said you can go look at his post history, which...
God, it's so crazy how guys can just like have a child and not know. Like imagine if you had a baby, like obviously it doesn't work like this, but like imagine if you had a baby at 15 years old and you just found out right now.
At 27?
Yeah, like someone was just like, no, you have a child. Like you have an offspring.
Yeah, your world would be shook.
And you had no idea for all these years that you have a child.
Your world would be...
It's just so crazy that it works like that.
Your world would be shook. Yeah, so going back on his original post, He posted on this account for the first time 4 months ago. The title of the post was, "My son, 18 male, mother's family poisoned him against me. He thinks I, 33 male, abandoned him." Judging by the age, I'm guessing you all know how young I was in my life when he was born. His mom, my ex, were best friends since we were in kindergarten. She was the love of my life. We were together from 5th grade up until our sophomore year. Her family just made us stop having contact. They moved and everything. For the longest time, I wondered why, but now I know my answer. Beginning of June, I was sent a text from an unknown number. "You don't know me, but," and after a long message, he tells me he's my son and wanted me to know he graduated from high school, got accepted into college, no thanks to me. He just wanted me to know that he managed to do it without his deadbeat father. I have my cell on my Facebook page and stuff, so he probably got it from there. So part of me was thinking he had to be a prank, but he mentioned my ex. I had to call him and ask to meet up. He at least agreed. I was nervous meeting him, but he seemed to hate me. It was very emotional for me because I saw so much of my ex in him and also some me, and I never had a clue. My ex passed when he was 2.
Wow.
Her parents told him I wanted no involvement in his life, but I was never even told of his existence. I absolutely would have been around if I had known I got her pregnant. He didn't believe me, and he thinks I'm just trying to cover my ass. That's not it, but he seems to think so. They went so far as to tell him I broke up with her when she told me and wanted nothing to do with him, as a way to convince him he doesn't need a dad like me in his life. My son left the park where we met, still not believing me. He was really upset. What stung the most was the hate on his face, the way he was looking like I'm the biggest piece of shit on the planet. I'm crushed. I told him I want to know more about him, be in his life, and I absolutely would have if I had have known. He doesn't seem to want anything to do with me. They've said too much against me. How do I get him to see I'm telling the truth? I'm heartbroken over this. Never wanted him to think he was unwanted his whole life. Is there any way to convince him I don't know anything about him? Or what do I do to navigate this with him?
That's insane.
Invite him to Thanksgiving. Holy shit.
Why do you think that the grandparents did that?
I think it has a lot. This is me like assuming a lot, but I look at what my mom went through when she got pregnant, when she wasn't married. And I think for a lot of Christian households, super, super Christian households at least, they think it's better to move away and say their daughter's husband died, or like they just don't want to admit the shame. It's a lot of shame. My daughter was having sex without being married. Like I saw another thing recently where it was on TikTok and this girl got pregnant with her boyfriend at 15 and both of their parents forced them to marry. And that was something that they could do within their state. And so she got married at 15.
Wow.
Had a baby. They split up. But it was like, it was so embarrassing for her parents where they threatened her, you either get married or we're moving. And so it feels like that vibe where it's like, they're just embarrassed. They're embarrassed that their daughter got pregnant outside of wedlock, outside of being married. And
so sad.
And I've heard of a lot of stories too where a lot of people have like kids and then they get raised as their sibling. Say I would have gotten pregnant in high school.
Yeah.
My mom would have then raised my child as her
as
baby.
Your sister. Yeah.
Wow. It's embarrassment. It's these social constructs that convince people and this is what they need to do and whatever.
That is super sad. I can't imagine. I'm trying to think if there was something that he did that was so devastating to the parents of the daughter who had the child, so the grandparents.
Having sex with her in high school.
Yeah, I guess.
At 15.
But I'm just like, how do you
My mom wanted to kill me when I was having sex at that age.
How do you not want to tell this innocent little child about their father? How do you want to tell them all these lies? How do you want to tell them that their father didn't give a fuck about them and that they literally left the mom because, like, how do you get off saying
They're
all these
evil.
lies to this like innocent kid? Like, it's just,
They're evil.
it's awful. I don't understand that.
It makes no sense. There are a couple other posts from OP. I'll be sure to post the link to his account and all of these posts on the YouTube description, but it's pretty complex. It would be a deep dive in itself of probably an hour because there are a couple posts to like go through, but one of the posts that I think is super positive, like to end it on because it got a little heavy, but the title of this post is and it was the original one where I was like reading my 18-year-old son was poisoned against me. That was 4 months ago. And 1 month ago, he wrote, the title is, my 18-year-old son called me dad for the first time. So I think it does get better. And he just says, like, we're slowly starting to get to know each other after he spent his whole life being lied to that I wanted nothing to do with him. And so it does get better. My heart feels like it wants to burst. I just wanted to share this. Don't think I've cried this much from happiness.
I'm gonna cry. It's so sweet.
It is. It's truly amazing. So it's not too soon. I truly hold this in my heart. I believe this in most circumstances, at least. It's never too early to invite family to things, especially important life events. Life is short. I'm going through some family shit where I haven't shared it. I don't even know if I want to share this episode. I'm gonna start crying. But I found out a family member has cancer and it's fucked. Life is too short. Life is too short to not invite people you want to have relationships with to important events.
Agreed.
And hold grudges. Why hold grudges? Everyone needs to just embrace the future and be happy. It's hard. It's hard.
Love your landlord, even if they evict you. Love your father, even if your family lied to you that he abandoned you. Just love people.